What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over a bunch of different news stories for December 8th. I'm doing this actually very early in the morning, and it's already an enormous day for news, for teases for the Game Awards, so let's try to hit as many as we can. And again, a quick reminder, it's going to be on my main channel, Podcast Now, but I am going to be co-streaming the Game Awards tonight, where I do think a lot of the things that we're about to talk about are going to become very, very real, right? So I want to start really quickly with Hideo Kojima. He was spotted in LA. He is there. He's going to reveal a game. The question is just, is it Death Stranding 2 or is it something else? I've always been very, very strong that it is Death Stranding 2. He tweeted the newest, right, like the where am I, all that stuff. He tweeted a new one, how come, question mark, and that's Leia Sadu. Now, people had pointed this out. If you match her face with what she actually looks like, or if you match this face, I guess, underneath the how come with her face, it is her. It's absolutely her. So I know, like, Norman Reedus hasn't been shown, and you had Elle Fanning, and it's like, well, is it actually Death Stranding? You notice also they put those logos, how he tweeted the 3 logos a few days ago. He now has put that on the bottom, so he's kind of combined everything together. It's Death Stranding 2, okay? It just is. It's going to be shown tonight. I've been on this train. I feel like I'm almost a pioneer of the train for several weeks, if not months now, so I just want to throw that out there. And again, this is something I do think is going to be kind of realized tonight. Now, another thing that's going to be happening tonight, at least if you've been paying attention, you would know, is Wumpa League, right? So the Crash Bandicoot Wumpa League game is going to be shown. Now, it is speculation. I say it as a fact because, again, I need to create an Alex was right moment. But we know this from Canadian Guy A with the pizza that said, 1208. We know it's happening tonight. Now, the Crash Bandicoot Twitter has been on, like, a roller coaster for some reason. A few days ago, they outright said, like, we're not announcing anything at the Game Awards. But then yesterday, they said, like, is anything, like, what's everybody doing tomorrow in terms of today for the game? So, like, the first tweet was, hey, we're not doing anything, and then the second tweet was just a blatant, like, hey, see you tomorrow. Now, again, that's not exactly what they said. And then I think, like, Walmart's Twitter or some like weird Twitter handle said, like, eating a Wumpa fruit or two. How about you? And it's like, all right, like, come on. We all know it's going to be happening. So, again, these are two things that I think Crash has been a little less teased, right? The only thing we knew was the 1208. And again, that's really all we needed to know for Wumpa League. But I think both of these, Death Stranding 2 and Crash, obviously are happening. In terms of something that's not Game Awards related, but something that is happening tomorrow, though, is the Forspoken, right? We talked about this yesterday, the Forspoken gameplay, 11 minutes of gameplay. Well, PlayStation Japan jumped the gun, and they announced that there's also going to be a demo for this game. Now, it's going to be announced tomorrow, but they jumped the gun and announced it early. So, honestly, that's exactly, I think, what a game like this needs. For better or for worse, right? Because you can get a demo for this game, and it can really suck, or it can not connect with people. Bad for the game, good for consumers, right? So you have that. On the pro side, you're giving this demo out to literally anybody that wants it, or like wants to play it, and if it's good, you just potentially got new customers. Obviously, it'll be a mix of the two. I think having a demo and having people play it, people that were going to buy it, playing it for free, they may realize they're not going to do it anymore. So you lost them, but you also, for everyone you lose, you might gain someone that never even heard of the game, right? I think it's honestly the best choice for a game like this, considering it's a game that has been mixed from people. I've always been on the positive side of the game, at least from the gameplay, which looks honestly awesome. So looking forward to it. I mean, I'll play it. We'll talk about it. We'll maybe review it. Or so, can we review a demo? Is that a thing? But definitely I'll make some videos. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the 11-minute gameplay, and I'm excited for the demo as well. Another story I want to talk about, which is actually kind of weird, is, I don't know how to say her last name, but Liz something, ALBL, who wrote for Far Cry, Watch Dogs Legion, Ghost of Tsushima. She announced the position as the narrative lead of the next Bioshock game, or the upcoming Bioshock game. And I think she tweeted this yesterday. And, like reading through her thing, it's like, well, Watch Dogs Legion, oh dear God, Far Cry, up and down franchise, but it's like Ghost of Tsushima. Okay, so she's got one really, really good game under her belt. And I'm not, I guess, dissing the other ones, or I'm not necessarily dissing her. It's just an opinion. But what's odd about it, beyond her credentials, who cares? Beyond that, why is Bioshock, a game that has been in the works for 2 to 3 years, like, at least, that we know of? I think they announced it 2 years ago that was happening. Why are they just now hiring a narrative lead? So what what has been happening for the last 2 to 3 years. Have they had to restart it? This was an actual long out prediction, or I don't even know what the word would be, a big prediction for me for the Game Awards. I want to see it. I mean, because I thought that we weren't that far away from this game coming out. Now, I said in that video, I don't think it's coming out in 2023 or anything, but maybe 2024 or something like that. But, like, I don't know, just hiring a narrative lead right now when the game has been in the works for years, like, what have you been doing this whole time? And then, I don't know, like, how long now does it take for the game to come out? Probably at least 2 years, which is probably being nice to it. So, like, fall of 2024. So, probably 2025 at this point. I don't know. I feel like something's going on in that studio. It's happened before. I think, like, well, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a recent example. Beyond Good and Evil 2 got a narrative lead as well, like maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, and that game has been working on, like, what have they been doing, I guess, without a narrative lead. And, like, for Bioshock, it's probably even more important, right? Because, like, the story, you kind of need that, I think, to craft the entire game. Now, maybe you have, like, the systems in place of how it's going to play, but, like, can you even have characters that exist yet? Because I don't think you can without a narrative lead. So, I don't know. That's not good news, in my opinion, at all. And final story, I want to talk about that DC explosion that happened last night. Now, this is, like, movies and stuff, so, but I made a rule for myself. I'm allowed to talk about movies in this news recap. So, if you guys want to skip it, that's okay. But, man, oh, man, like, that's actually nuts what was being, reported last night. So, they are just reports. Nothing is confirmed, but it does seem like it's going to happen. So, no Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa is going to be recast, and Aquaman's done after the second one. Like, maybe no Henry Cavill anymore again. No more future Black Adam movie. I mean, they're restarting, right? And on one side of things, and because I was tweeting it and talking to people on Twitter, I get it. Like, I actually, from James Gunn, you're going in there, and also from David Zaslav, right? Like, you're going in, you need to hit some sort of button to start making money again, because you haven't done that in a long time. And what's the best way probably to start is to literally create a clean slate. So in a lot of ways, like, I do understand it. Like, it looks really bad, I think, to a lot of fans that maybe, you could like any of them, right? Maybe you like Henry Cavill, or maybe you like Gal Gadot, or you liked one movie or whatever. Anybody who likes at least one of those things is probably going to be upset. So you're going to upset a lot of people. But from, like, a strategy point of view, I do understand starting at 0 when that's literally what you're doing anyway. You know what I mean? So I do understand that. But at the same time, I mean, the flip side of it is, I still think, like you have things. And, if you're going to, like, recast Jason Momoa, like, why not just keep them all? Like, yes, they're all getting older, right? Jason Momoa is in his 40s. Henry Cavill's getting close. Gal Gadot is 37, right? So, like, yeah, these people aren't incredibly young anymore, but you could have another movie or two with them if you start immediately. And, I mean, you could, if you're going to recast and stuff, or if you're going to, like, recast your own, the own people, like Jason Momoa as an example, why don't you just, like, start over with the same people, like, have Gal Gadot play Wonder Woman, but have it start again? And I guess, again, on the flip side, you're saying, well, she's getting older, and if you're restarting it, do you want the starting point for her to be in a movie when she's, 38, 39, and that's the first movie with Wonder Woman? Then, I mean, you get one more out of her, and then you have to kind of recast again. So, again, it does make sense. It's just kind of upsetting because I like Henry Cavill a ton. We just went through this entire thing of trying to get him back, and then it did, and now it didn't, you know what I mean? And Gal Gadot, I think, is honestly a really, really good Wonder Woman. I hated 1984. I think that's a terrible movie, but the first one was awesome, and I wanted to see her in. Now, was Wonder Woman 3 going to be good? Probably not, but I wanted to see her in at least one more good Wonder Woman film. Black Adam even. I enjoyed Black Adam. I would have taken more of those. So just, pro and con, to it all, but it is just rumors, and we'll see what happens in a few weeks, or I think next week even, when, they kind of talk about what the plans are, whenever that meeting is that's going to really change the hierarchy of the DC universe, isn't it? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.